Hi, I'm Margaret, and today I'm going to show you a few tricks on how to make the crumbliest, flakiest pie crust. The first tip is to use butter and shortening half in half. I've also added this to just 2/3 of the plain flour that I'm going to use for the whole recipe. I'm rubbing the fat into the flour today by hand. This is so I can get as much air as possible into the pastry. The trick is to cover every piece of flour, every single grain. Now, as I've not used all the flour yet, there will be little bits of fat left, and that's absolutely fine because when the pastry goes into the oven, the fat will melt and produce these lovely layers, making it beautifully crispy. Next to add the rest of the flour, which has the salt in it, into the mixture, and if the pastry is to be used for a sweet pie, we add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar. Let's mix that in loosely now with a knife. There. Now, the water that we use has to be icy cold. Pastry likes the cold. If it gets too warm, then the fat in it becomes soft and you don't get those beautiful flakes. Again with the knife to try and bring it together now. It's best to add a little bit of water at a time. We can always add a little bit more, and the pastry just needs to come together, no more. And a bit of a scrunch with my hand to try and bring it together. I think I need a little bit more water there, just a touch, and that should do it. It's best not to handle the pastry too much because of the warm hands. We want to keep it cool now we've got that cold water in it. There, that should do. Next is going to go into cling film. If I flatten it out a bit, it'll be easy to cut and roll later. So fold it as tightly as I can, making sure there's a good seal, and into the fridge with it. This pastry will last overnight in the fridge, but if you want to leave it longer, I suggest you freeze it, and then unfreeze it the night before you're going to use it. Well, that's it from me for this week. Thanks so much for joining me. Next week I'm going to use this pastry and the caramel from last week to make an apple pie. So, have a great week, and I'll see you very soon.